Hey everybody, High Lord Tamerlane with another Obscurity in Miniatures. Today we're going to look at the ECB Black Ops. These come to us from Wyrd's new tabletop game, The Other Side. So, interesting thing about this set, you get 9 figures in there in the bases and stat cards, and everything's all pre-assembled. Now, most of these boxes that I've come across so far all have repeated sculpts, but that's not the case actually with this box. Everybody has their own unique sculpt, so why don't we take a closer look at it, because if you're any fan of steampunk models of any kind, I think this is a interesting box to take a look at. So let's pop it open. So upon opening the box, we've got the stat card, and from what I understand, because I've barely read the rules and I'm going to have to do that, you have, I guess there's only one side. I thought there's supposed to be 2 sides. There's like the glory side and the regular side. 7, 6, 7, 7. Yeah, okay, so it's 8, 7, 7, 8. Oh, and it even says glory at the top. So basically there's like a level up mechanic as your characters and units fight more. I haven't played the game yet, I'm kind of curious about it. Now, there's this big bag of bases, and if you're not familiar with how this game is going to work, I can talk about it a little bit. So you have certain units that can act independently, and then you have certain units that work in a fire team, and there's various sized fire team bases. So for this unit, the Black Ops work in teams of 3. So we've got these new bases. They're not the typical Malifaux bases, obviously. They are for the other side. Sometimes the other side is in focus. There we go, yeah. So you can see it's got the logo there. Is there a logo on this one? No. Kind of remind me of the Test of Honor bases. I think they have the same amount. But nobody cares about bases. That's not why we're here. We're here for figures that are hopefully going to be in focus. So, as I said, everything is already pre-assembled, and you've got your 9 individual figures here. Now, they don't have names or anything, but you know what? If you're going to play, like, Through the Breach, or Malifaux, or any kind of steampunk game, I'm going to need some suggestions. I mean, these figures are good to go. I'm actually kind of impressed. It's nice, durable, with a little bit of bend for the plastic, but, I mean, the details are readily apparent. Mold lines aren't too ridiculous, but I mean, you have every single character in this box looking quite unique. So we have our first lady with her shot pistol. We've got gentlemen with a Tesla coil cannon type thing. Interesting figure, a bit taller than her. We'll do a size comparison at the end of this as well. Bearing in mind, though, that these figures are not on their bases yet. That's one bit of work that you will have to do on your own if you are interested. A bit of flash on this. Is this a male or female? Female, with the tails on the coat there. Oh. So that gun's going to need some cleaning. Alright, what's our next one? We've got fat guy with some kind of exoskeleton camera gun thingy and a cool looking gas mask. I mean, so again, you're doing any kind of steampunky Weird West type skirmish game. I mean, this is a nice little treasure trove, and I mean, I think this box you can probably find for around 30, if not less. Dandy gentleman with a bunch of weapons. I think this is supposed to be the guy on the cover of the box. And an eye patch, no less. Quite cool. Let's see what else we got. Grandma lighting her cigarette with a flamethrower and crazy backpack contraption. Ooh, check out those mutton chops with his electro glove thing. Now, keeping in mind that the actual rules doesn't actually state anything about, well, you can have them go into fisticuffs. They've got their revolvers somewhere. Knocking down the pillars of reality. That's an interesting one. So yeah, this doesn't play into effect all of the actual weapons that these guys are modeled with. Looks like a camera of some sort. Where's your revolver, dude? A little bit of a gap there, but that's okay. And our last figure of the set. We've got a lady with a rebreather and some kind of high-tech shotgun. And pistol. So, let's see how these figures stack up compared to a typical Malifaux figure. I should have my ubiquitous swordsman handy. We'll get him situated there. He graces the limelight once more. So I guess the big question is, will these figures stand on their own? I'm going to say probably not. So, I mean, they're right in scale with Malifaux, obviously. Let's get Gentleman with the minigun. Because obviously he needs to be there. And he doesn't want to stand up exactly. Well, it's nothing a little hot water can't fix. But I gotta say, I'm really happy with how these turned out. I was dreading this game's release. I thought, oh, there's going to be terrible figures. There's going to be no detail. But you know what? I will eat crow on this one. The detail is sufficient for a so-so painter like myself. So I've got no excuse. I think they have a lot of character to them. I think if you... My first thought is in Her Majesty's name. In terms of alternative games that these guys might see some use. I don't think they have any rules as of yet for outside of the other side. I don't think there's any Malifaux rules. I could see you using them as proxy figures possibly for something. But, you know, I guess if you play Through the Breach, I don't know if Through the Breach actually needs any kind of models for resolving combat. Hell, they might make some good inquisitorial service people. So you can see our witch hunter friend there is going to blend right on in, as well as our marine. So yeah, I think you can get a lot of mileage out of these guys. Heck, toss them in with Shadows of Brimstone even. You've got yourself some nice veteran adventurers there if you really want something interesting and different. So overall, I'm very pleased with these guys. As I said earlier, most of the infantry and fire team sets that I've seen released, the units so far all have like 5 individual unique sculpts, but they end up with like 9 to 12 models in the box. So you do have some repeats. Whereas this box in, I believe, the South Wales Borderers, which I'll drag out one of these days, and just about every Cult of the Burning Man infantry unit, they're all unique sculpts. So lots of character, which is very typical of Malifaux. Lots of uniqueness going on there. And I think if you do pick up a set, the game itself could be pleasantly surprising. I'm hoping to try it. I've been slowly stocking up on Abyssinia and Gibbering Hordes that you guys have seen, and slowly but surely some of these Cult of the Burning Men. And hopefully we'll get a game in one of these days. But in the meantime, they will probably more than likely end up in Shadows of Brimstone. If you guys have any suggestions on skirmish games where you think these might be of, you know, interesting use, by all means, please let me know in the comments below. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying see you later. Bye-bye.